The following is a presentation of the City of Miamisburg, celebrating its bicentennial in 2018.
Hello, welcome to this month's edition of Around the Burg. I'm Dick Church, and this month we're back downtown Miamisburg where we have a new business, the Big Axe Spice Company, which is located at 28 West Linden Avenue, right across from Riverfront Park. And with us is Janine Diano and her son, Vinny, or Vince. I think you like to go by Vinny.
I go by Vinny.
Okay.
Nice to see y'all.
Okay. And Vinny and Janine, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
And I hope I didn't goof up your first name.
No, you
was
did
perfect.
great. It was perfect.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Okay, let's tell our viewers what exactly is the Big Axe Spice.
Okay, well, we have spices that are sugar-free, salt-free, gluten-free, preservative-free. They're also vegan, vegetarian, halal, and kosher friendly. All of our spices are made here in our company right here in downtown Miamisburg, and we sell nationwide.
Okay. And how did you come about Big Axe Spice?
Okay, well, my husband had open heart surgery back in 2004, and he had to have a valve replaced in his heart, put on restricted diet, and one of those things was salt-free. So the doctors, said, Mrs. Dash, and we looked and we tried all kinds of things, and we tried a few other flavors, and we're bold on flavors. Our family likes garlic and onion and strong flavors. So it just didn't cut it for us. So my husband said, well, I'll just make my own blend. So he created his own blend, and it was the original one, and it's called Mega Flavor. But we called it Mike's Spice for about 10 years and shared it with family and friends and everything.
Okay. And how did you decide to sell your products? I mean...
Well, our friends kept saying we should sell at stores. And, to us it was like, okay, this is too much work for us. We both have full-time jobs. This is not going to happen. And eventually Whole Foods Market came to town in Centerville, and they put in an article in the paper and said, if anyone, we're looking for local entrepreneurs who have local products, we want to put your local products on our shelves. So my husband said, why don't we try this? Well, we hadn't even bottled it. So I bought a bottle, and we put some blend in it, and my brother-in-law helped us with a caricature because we wanted to do a caricature. And we put it on the bottle, and they called us in, and we had a meeting with Whole Foods Market. And they said, this is really good, and it's salt-free, and that's a niche, and we don't have salt-free spices. We'd like to have you come in. So we started off with about 6 months later, after a lot of paperwork and waiting, we got on Whole Foods Market shelves.
Yeah. Now, are you exclusive to Whole Foods?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, we sell other...
We sell at Whole Foods, Dots Market, Kroger's, Keener Farm Butcher Block, Arrow Wine and Spirits, and a ton of other local groceries throughout Ohio.
Okay.
And we also are on now Amazon.com with free shipping. Okay. And we sell nationwide through there.
Okay, I have to ask now, Vinny, how did your dad come up with this? Your mother and dad more or less got this started. Where did you enter into it?
So I went to Ohio University for...
At Athens?
Yep, in Athens, Ohio. Yeah. And I graduated with a degree in communication, minored in politics, and I told my parents I would help them when I graduated school. So once I graduated school, I came back home, got to see all my friends again. It was a great time, and then we got to work. And at this time, we were just a cottage home business, in Kettering, Ohio, so working out of our home. And then before we even knew it, we had to expand. So we looked around for about like 6 months, and we kept coming back to Miamisburg because we love the small town but big town-esque feel. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of Athens, Ohio. It's like a grown-up version of Athens, Ohio, not a bunch of college kids. But we love it here, and that's where we're at, and we've just been working hard ever since. I wanted to be an entrepreneur for years now, and here we are, doing it with my family.
But I just saw it as a sidelight. My mother grew up in near Athens, 12 miles from Athens, little town called Jacksonville, Ohio. And many of those people in the Jacksonville, Athens area, I'm talking about in the 30s and 40s, migrated to Miamisburg.
Wow.
That's when the coal mines kind of dried up. And worked at Frigidaire. And there are many, many families in Miamisburg that come from southwestern.
So that's why it feels like Athens.
That's right. That's exactly. I
knew it.
Okay. Do you have a retail store here?
No, not yet. Next year, we just moved in May, and we bought it to get a commercial kitchen.
Okay.
And maybe next year we're going to look into possibly doing a little storefront.
Okay. Now, you moved here from Kettering.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I was going to ask this later on, but what brought you to Miamisburg?
Well, it started off, we had our cottage home production business out of our kitchen, and it's a licensed business through the Montgomery County Department of Agriculture. Sure. And we needed to have a commercial kitchen. So we looked first to rent one anywhere. You just can't find them that can specify to certain things that we were required to do as a spice business. So we started looking. It took us about 6 months to of real estate searching everywhere from up north to down south, as far as up as Sydney. We wanted us to be able to live in our home and be able to go to work as much. Well, we couldn't find anything. And so then we started realizing we needed to find a building where we could reside and work our business so that we could just work there all the time and be on top of everything. So we started looking closer to home, and we kept coming back to Miamisburg. And when you come in through those gates and to downtown and the historical, for me, it personally made me feel, my mother grew up in Jenkins, Kentucky, and it made me feel like I was visiting my grandparents. Yeah. The trains and everything here, it's just, I love it.
Right.
And so we kept feeling like this should be it, but we couldn't find anything. And we just kept looking and looking, and we saw this one little building here, and we thought, it's just not going to work. It's too small. We ended up, kept looking, and it ended up, we just came back and said, this could work. Let's go look at it. Let's really examine it. And it ended up being perfect. Everything, it met all the USDA requirements. And everything has flowed since then. Right. Doors have been open. It's just worked out perfectly.
We love it. And also would like to add, Miamisburg has that southern hospitality type feel that we love. And we couldn't be more thankful to be in Miamisburg. It's the perfect place if you're a new entrepreneur and you would like a place to be. Miamisburg's place. Are you campaigning
for a job with our economic development department? I love it. Keep that up.
It's a natural for him, so you know.
Okay. What's your customer base?
Well, we have. I'll share a little bit first, and then he's going to share a little bit because we have pretty much kind of two markets. Yeah. We hit a lot of our market is, I guess, the heart patient market. Sure. We started off just starting, to share with people it's salt-free. And we did demos at Whole Foods Market, started doing demos at Kroger's Markets, and the people who liked our product said, my doctor just put me on a restricted diet for salt. So we started educating ourselves more about salt. Salt is a requirement. We have to have a certain amount of salt each day. But the products on the shelves today, the blends itself, they are filled with a lot of salt. They have a lot of salt fillers. So our product gives people, heart patients especially, the ability to flavor their food as much as they want, and then they salt it accordingly
as
and appropriately as needed. So the heart patients, it could be anywhere from a young patient to an elderly patient. So that's part of our market, and then we also hit the younger generation.
And as for the younger generation, what's been going on in America recently is the rise of the craft brew industry,
Right.
and we like to model off of the craft industry. So there's craft brews, we have craft spices, and our fans kind of reflect that a lot because we got diehard fans that love the mom and pop local smaller businesses, smaller breweries. We're a smaller spice company, and a lot of the people that like our spices, there's bodybuilders. I got friends out in California that are bodybuilders and love the spice. And basically, bodybuilders, they watch their sodium intake as well because it can change the way you look for your shows and things like that. And it's just the young generation likes to have healthy alternatives, but with super awesome flavor to go with that. And when it tastes good and it's healthy, it's the best of both worlds. And there's a flavor for everyone. We got mild, we got spicy, we got hot, and you can make your foods taste like any type of cuisine that's out there with our spices.
I think you already answered this. It's about the younger generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're into this.
Oh yeah, for sure. College students, even high school students. Our spices are for anyone. No age does not matter. It's for everyone.
Okay.
It's just an everyday condiment.
Okay. That kind of leads me into the next question. Let's talk about the different blends you have.
Okay, so we got Mega Flavor. This is our original blend that we came up with. When I say we, it's really my dad. He's the mastermind behind all the spice flavors because he's a chef, and that's his mindset. He's very artistic. So this is Mega Flavor. It's our original blend. It goes on anything. It's like all of our spices. There's no salt in it, so you can add salt as needed. You don't have to add salt within our spice. It's all free of it. So Mega Flavor is kind of like a Italian / Mexican kind of Latin American type spice. And then we got Hot Axe. Hot Axe is a little bit spicier version. It's like a medium hot sauce type flavor, but it has no calories in it, unlike hot sauces do. But I do love hot sauces. And then speaking of hot sauces, we got Fire Axe right here. This is basically a dry rub hot sauce without the calories, without salt, without gluten. It's vegan, vegetarian, kosher, and halal friendly as well. Then we got Big Axe Spice Smoked. This is Mesoamerican, so Mesoamerican means Aztec, Incan, and Mayan. They were the first people to ever smoke their garlic and their peppers, and we're trying to preserve their culture and let people be able to try out what they started in human history. And then we have Zingaber, which is our Asian ginger blend, and this one is really good on anything Asian, obviously, but you can put it on anything. It's good on fries, it's good on pumpkin seeds, which we've been doing right now. Then we have Ursa Max. This is a Mediterranean blend, so that means kind of half Italian, half Greek, and it's very mild flavor. There's no spiciness at all. So if you can't do spicy, this is the one for you. And if you like anything Italian or Greek, put that on anything that doesn't have flavor, and it's going to taste Greek or Italian depending on what things you have in your dish. And then we have our 3 new blends that are being released this week. And our first one I will talk about is Dreadnought. Dreadnought is our Jamaican jerk and spice, and it'll give you the taste of the islands. And then we have Black and Jack. This one is really, really cool. It's paying homage to my grandpa, her father that passed away, and that's our bear is dressed up like how my grandpa used to dress. And then we have this spice is a chef blackening spice, and it's a Cajun Louisiana Bayou flavor. So if you like Louisiana Bayou type things, that's the spice for you. And then this one's really cool. This is Farmstead. Farmstead is like a garden herb type spice. No spiciness at all. It's just super, super mild. Like it's less than mild. Not that it's not good. It's super, super flavorful, but you can make your own dips with it, and it goes good on pizza. It goes good on salads, and not to mention there's no buttermilk calories in it. There's no sodium. And it's a really good spice to go on anything.
I am a pepper person. I like pepper. Okay.
Smoked has smoked garlic, smoked peppers, and that it's a little bit of some hot peppers in it, but just a little bit. Then it has black pepper and lemongrass and onion, and that's a good
onion.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would like this one.
Okay.
It would be a good one for you.
Okay. While we're here and looking at this sign, we got the bear back here.
Yes.
Yes, and on every one of those, there's a bear. Tell us the significance there.
Well, when we needed to submit a spice to Whole Foods Market, we had to come up with a logo. And so we talked about different things, but we kept coming back to bear because my husband's the creator of it. He had the nickname Bear as a younger man in his 20s. And he had an axe to grind with salt. So he's always carrying an axe. That's the significance of the axe.
Okay.
And each axe actually is a historical and cultural representative of each of these. Of course, our Cajun, he had to carry an alligator or crocodile that he uses as an axe, so that's his axe.
From the Bayou
This is a shell axe. This is actually what the natives used on the islands to use as an axe. This is a farmer's axe. This is an axe that was used and actually chosen from Rome.
Yeah.
This is a jade
Asian
axe. This is one that this is an actual replica of one. This one is actually
Native American.
a Native American axe that they used here in the Americas. They created out of stone, or my husband will. He's the archaeologist, so he would be able to tell you. And of course, we have a fire axe to represent for our firemen.
Sure.
And this one was actually in honor of our firemen.
For 5 years, I was a volunteer on the Miamisburg Fire Department.
Awesome.
So that one I recognized right off. Yeah.
And each of their outfits are applicable to that, which my brother-in-law, he's the talented artist who does all of these, and he created the bear for us. And he kind of made it look like my husband, kind of big and hairy. And he's, a friendly bear, and he's got humor, and he, he's always got a new outfit on. Always in a
Represents
scene.
each culture and their history.
What are the values that are important to your company?
Well, we have honesty, integrity,
Family,
family,
respect, honor, giving.
If you can do that, you're successful.
And you know what? I can apply every one of those to this city.
And maybe that's why
people.
we feel at home.
I
feel that.
Yeah.
It's a hospitality. It's welcoming. It's people respect each other. You
Sure.
walk by and
Right.
people say hello. It's very welcoming here. It's a godsend for us.
Right. Well, what's impressed me about you is being new to the community. You've taken an active role in the Merchant Association. You come to their meetings.
I've tried.
And to me, that speaks loads for the quality of people that's going to be running this business here.
Thank you.
A town's just as good as the people that live here. And
That's true.
to be a good community, people have to be involved. You came here from another community and immediately jumped in. So That spoke loads to me.
I appreciate that, and it's natural. I mean, that's what we should do.
Yes.
If you're going to be a part of a community, you should be a part of
Right.
it and do what you can.
That's right.
And I don't know exactly what I can do yet, but we're working on it.
Are all your ingredients local?
We have our product. We are part of the Ohio Proud, made in Ohio, grown in Ohio.
Okay.
Now, we don't grow our spices in Ohio because spices can't be grown in Ohio all the time because of our seasons. But because we produce only in Ohio, and some of our spices we get locally, we are part of the Ohio Proud group. And we obtain our spices from a company in Pennsylvania. They've been around for a long time, and they supply restaurants all over the United States. And we also obtain some local products, especially our peppers. My husband picks and selects his peppers carefully.
Yeah.
And we have a group of people that my son can tell you about because he's been more involved with it, that provides our peppers, and
They're called the Urban Renewal Farm, and it's a great organization in downtown Dayton. And what they do is they grow food on they have the okay to grow food, veggies all year round on it's like an abandoned factory building in downtown Dayton. And what their mission is to be able to get fresh organic food to the people in the food desert in downtown Dayton. So what we do is we buy peppers from them, and then they use that money to reinvest in more equipment, flower beds, so they can grow more food, so they can give more to the community.
Where do you see Big Axe in 10 years?
I didn't even see it where it is today 2 years ago. We started in 2015, and I kind of can't even believe we already are here in this place and we're selling nationwide. In 10 years, I see it all over. I see it a consistent growth because I think we all believe, and seems to be our customers also think, that we have a good product. I see it as maybe extending out of this building for sure, maybe in the next couple years. This would probably stay our headquarters and maybe a shop, turn it into a store. This is our home, and we'd like to stay local. We've been treated right, and this is just the way we feel. So I think we might look for an industrial place. Who knows? We might be replacing another salt-free product someday.
Yeah. Your son has the enthusiasm. I think you're going to see Big Axe really
Yes.
take off in maybe different directions.
We're going to be, the goal is for Big Axe Spice to be the next everyday condiment in everyone's kitchen, and you can even take it on the go.
Yeah.
You can take it in a restaurant if you want, put it on your food there. It's just for everyone.
How many fans do you have on the website?
Fans, as for our fans, we call them AXEFANS, and without our AXEFANS, we wouldn't be where we are today.
We have, our customers from Kroger and Whole Foods.
Yeah.
We let them know to share their pictures, and they share pictures of them using it and
Right.
some recipe ideas as well.
You have health information on your website.
Yes, we have a salt science page. Since our spices have no salt, we want to educate people on what we have. What we have is we have public domain, government, and medical sites, scientific sites as well, that tell you what a low salt diet will help you with. And we also have links on why it's important to get sodium every single day in your diet. The American Heart Association recommends 1,500 milligram per adult per day. But it's really easy for us as Americans to get over 1,500 milligram per day because of all the processed foods. Also, sodium it helps preserve food. It's been historically forever. It's been used to preserve food. So sodium is in a lot of foods we eat. So what our spices do is it allows for people to add the flavor to their foods, which usually we use sodium for, without actually having to add salt. You can add salt as needed, and that's what we're all about.
Okay. Let's talk about your husband for a little bit.
Okay.
You told me he is in what line of work?
He works at University of Dayton. He works with the grounds department to keep the university looking beautiful.
Okay.
And he does that full time. And I just recently started full time with Big Axe Spice. We're kind of weaning into maybe eventually both working full time for Big Axe Spice. He creates our spice blends, and he has created everything, all of them so far, and he just does it when he can. He's also the president and founder of the Ohio Archaeological Society here in Ohio, in the Dayton chapter. He created the Dayton Miami Rivers chapter.
Okay.
And we meet here once a month here in our Big Axe building, so we have people from all over the Miami Valley, etc., to come here for that. He's very big on history, preservation of natural artifacts and history. And so this city has also been an important part for him as well.
I was going to say, very close to the river.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all just been a perfect, match. And my husband and I have been married we've been together for 37 years.
Yeah.
We got married in Miamisburg. We lived out of town at that time. We had moved to Columbus area.
Sure.
And we got married and came back to town and got married here in Miamisburg, had our reception in Miamisburg. So it's kind of like a full circle for us.
Okay.
We started here and we're coming back here, and it's just a blessing.
And you told me Trinity
Right.
Church is
Trinity
where you got
Church,
married.
Reverend Bray.
Reverend Bray. And that's about a block
I know. And
block from here.
exactly. And we had our reception at a building on Main Street that isn't there anymore, and I'm not sure where it went to. And
What was the name of it?
it was called Lilac Lodge.
Lilac Lodge.
Do you know about it?
Well, we owned it.
Oh,
No
you
way.
did not.
Yes.
Small world.
That was our old flower shop. Oh my God. And we, in fact, Lilac Lodge, you're right, it's not there anymore.
That's right.
It was an old greenhouse.
Oh my
and,
goodness.
Greenhouses are cool.
When we sold our flower shop
Oh my gosh.
to Bill Phillips, they moved to the front, and we had this building we didn't know what to do with. So we created Lilac Lodge, and it was a party house that we ran for several years. And then
that's amazing.
When my dad died,
Wow.
we sold it.
What a connection. Isn't
Yeah.
that, see?
Yes,
Wow, that
Lilac
is
Lodge.
fantastic.
And you know why it was called Lilac Lodge?
No.
Okay, this is a little trivia.
Oh.
The area, the housing development prior to you get to Lilac Lodge, that was Lilac Park when I was growing up.
Oh.
And they had nothing but lilac bushes that
Wow.
adorned the place.
Oh.
Beautiful. And trees, and we had circus come to town. They used to
Oh
play
my God.
baseball down there.
Oh my
I
God.
think there was a couple football games. And that's how
Wow.
we got the name Lilac
Wow.
Lodge.
That is
So-
amazing. And I've
Well-
tried to do research since back in town, and I'm like, it's just
We
disappeared.
solved
I
the
don't know.
mystery.
Yes,
Yes,
all
we
the
solved
mystery.
the
Yeah.
mystery.
Well,
On
God
TV,
love him,
too.
that was my dad's.
That's
And,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh, what a blessing.
Well, you're coming to Miamisburg at a great time. Next year, we're going to be celebrating our bicentennial. Most of the activities of the bicentennial is going to take place right across the street
Yes.
from where you're located.
Yes.
So it's a great opportunity, and I'm sure we'll
We
hear
will.
more about
We
Big
will.
Spice.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
This has really been an interesting show for me personally. Learn more about spices and the healthy side to them. Of course, looking at me, I could probably use some of that. But it's a great opportunity that these people are bringing to Miamisburg. These are the type of stores that are making Miamisburg a great place to come, shop, and visit. And as I tell you, month after month, there are great things happening in Miamisburg. Come and try some of those great things with us. I'm Dick Church. I'll see you around the Burg.